Why does your cat keep their distance from you, yet watch you like you're the latest episode of their favorite show? It seems kinda creepy, but there's actually quite a few very valid reasons. Number 1. Cats are natural observers. The first reason on this list is perhaps the most obvious, but that's why I'm going to get it out of the way at the top. Cats are just born observers. They love to watch because that is what they do. It's baked into their DNA like flying is for birds. In the wild, their survival hinges on them being able to successfully monitor their surroundings. This includes spotting potential threats, prey to pounce on, and other such opportunities. Your house cat probably doesn't have to worry about hunting for food, at least I assume not. And your house cat doesn't have to worry about defending themselves from predators, at least I assume not. But those instincts are still wired into them. That's just how biology works. Humans still do certain things because cavemen had to, and those impulses are still baked into us. It's just the same for cats. By watching you, your cat is taking in as much information about you as they can. Like a robot, they're observing and processing everything they can about your movements, body language, and maybe even your emotions. Most professional cat research experts, yes, it is a real job, believe that cats are much more in tune with the emotions of humans than their general aloofness might suggest. They can really pick up on subtle cues and micro-expressions on our faces and react accordingly. So they like to study you in an attempt to understand you. If your cat is watching you from afar, maybe literally right now, they might just be gathering intel about their environment, including you. As an extension of this, they might be... Number 2, gauging your mood. Believe it or not, your cat might be watching you to figure out what kind of mood you're in. Because, as I just alluded to, they can quite literally read your mood. They are highly perceptive creatures. They pay attention to and analyze everything about how you communicate, from obvious things like the tone and volume of your voice to the tiniest little micro-expressions. When your cat watches you from the other side of the room, they may well be analyzing everything about you in that moment to try and ascertain what sort of mood you are in. Because they will bring different energy into the room depending on if you're stressed, calm, sad, happy, angry, or whatever else. Let's do some examples. You've had a long, hard day at work. Your manager was annoying because they always are. It was problem after problem all day. You finally get home and slump onto the couch with a sigh. Your cat will watch you from a distance, analyze how you've just behaved, and in reaction to that data, it'll decide whether to stay away and give you your own space. Or let's say you come home in a playful, relaxed, jovial mood. Maybe it was a dream day at work, the kind of day that really reminds you why you do what you do for a living. Your cat will watch from a distance, clock how happy you are, then rush over to join in. If your cat frequently watches you in these moments when you've just gotten home or entered the room, there's a strong chance they're simply analyzing the situation to figure out how they want to behave. I am aware this made cats sound like robots collecting data. I cannot stress enough that this channel is not a mad conspiracy theory channel peddling the idea that cats are secretly robots. They're not. They're living, very affectionate creatures. On the subject of affectionate, Number 3, affection from a distance. Following that rather forced segue, let's talk about affection. When we think of affection, especially when it comes to how pets express it, we tend to think of getting all up close and personal. But not all affection is conveyed this way. It's not all about hugs and kisses and all that jazz. This is true of humans. We often have ways of expressing affection that don't require touch. So why can't cats be the same? Of course, that's a rhetorical question. But if you think your cat has a unique way of showing love, tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Some cats prefer to show their love by being near or with you, but still while maintaining their personal space. Being in the same room as you, but keeping their eyes on you is a great way for them to be affectionate and feel connected through that long, hard stare while still maintaining a modicum of distance. If your cat chooses to sit and watch you instead of leaving the room entirely, I think you should see that as a compliment. It means even when they're not in the mood for playtime or hugs, they still want to be around you. And it shows they feel safe and comfortable enough around that they know you will respect their present comfort levels, so they can remain in the same room. Number 4, your cat is curious. I don't mean to be rude, but cats are nosy. If they could speak people words, they would be shameless gossips, curtain twitching to keep an eye out on everything going on, and then telling anyone and everyone they meet all about it, even if they shouldn't. They want to know everything that's going on, especially in the house, because as far as they're concerned, the house is their house, their territory. They'll often slink around the house, essentially doing little reconnaissance missions to ensure everything is how it should be. That includes keeping an eye on you, because you are in the house, so that means you are a piece of their territory. If you start doing something that seems out of step with the normal routine or a little unfamiliar, they might linger a little longer and watch for a while, because this is not how they expected things to go down, and they want to make sure all is well in their kingdom. For example, if you're typing away at your laptop or folding laundry, they might think little of it as they see you do those things all the time. But if you've cracked out a Ouija board and you're trying to communicate with ghosts, they might stick around and watch because you don't exactly do that every Tuesday. Curiosity is a huge part of a cat's nature, despite how foreboding the classic idiom may make a cat's relationship with that particular emotion seem. If your cat is watching you, it might just be because they're utterly baffled as to what you're doing. Number 5, a sense of security. Cats are one of the few animals that, in the wild, are both predator and prey. This means their base instincts are to stay alert at all times, not just in case they ever see something fun to bounce on and eat, like a little mouse, but so they are ready to flee if they ever see something that is terrifying and could attack them, like a massive mouse. I'm aware those don't exist. I couldn't think of another example fast enough and I panicked. Your cat will feel safe in your presence for sure, but they still might want an easy escape route. Even if you've created the most perfect and loving home for them, even if you've won the International Award for Perfect Pet Parent every year for the last decade, it's deeply rooted into their DNA to want to ensure control over their surroundings. And that includes being prepped to bounce and flee if it ever looks like they might need to. Sort of like having a suitcase full of emergency supplies, but your bed in case you ever need to flee your home without much warning, because giant mice attack. By watching you from a distance, they're balancing security and caution. It means they feel comfortable enough to relax in your presence, but they also have the freedom to retreat if they feel the need to. If your cat is new to your home, this is one of the most probable reasons for watching from afar on this list, as they will still be getting used to their environment and you. Number 6, waiting for the right moment. Just because your cat is watching and waiting right now, that doesn't mean that's just the status quo forever. They might want to approach you, but they're just waiting for the perfect moment. Whereas a dog might jump right in with the attention-seeking behavior, a cat is more likely to hold back until after they've assessed the situation. They might be planning to join you on the couch and curl up with you, but they're waiting for you to settle a bit before they do. Or perhaps they plan to meow with that very specific tone that means, "I'd like to be fed now. Actually, please." But they can see you're busy, so they're waiting until you're not before they bother you. It can be seen as them basically timing their interactions to suit their own needs. And is there anything else that sounds more cat-like than that? But if your cat ever does the opposite, avoids your gaze or leaves the room the moment you enter, don't ignore it. That could be a sign of something deeper. Watch this next.